and see what other trouble Morriah can get into. Okay, we have finished all of the quests in Duillond, and so now we head on down to Duillond, which is the main starting city for the elves. We have a quest ring over by the stable, and my guess is the Toron is wanting you to take a horse, a fast pony horse, leaving Middle-earth.
Will you hear my sorrows?
Long have my brother and I dwelt upon these shores, and much have we seen at that time. Now the time has come for us to leave this place and set sail to the west. My brother, however, does not see clearly and wishes to remain here. We have dwelt together, and I could not consider a day in my life without his company or counsel. It is the cord, spelled wrong, which binds me to this Middle-earth. While he is of mind to remain, I am forced to wait for him. If you will go to Duillond and see if you can convince Brigar to join me here in Celindum, it is time we begin our journey. The refuge is north along the road. Okay, let's see.
What do you need?
Ah, yep. There's Duillond. We'll take a fast pony. It was suggested in an earlier quest that we ride to Duillond. Usually you have to ride on your own horses to the different starting points, but if they want to make my life easier, so be it. I'm in the process of recording a tabletop game called Zombicide, which will hopefully be showing up on my table. After all, what kind of girl does not want to play in a cooperative game about a zombie apocalypse? It's beyond me. Well, anyways, I have 4 quests in Duillond, and we will see where they take us. And there's another little quest hub there. We've done all the quest hubs around Celindum. There's also a farmer's fair going on, which I'm not going to do because it takes place in the Shire, and we haven't visited the Shire yet. Though my hobbit burglar is gaining so many levels. She's the one that mostly does the quest stuff and the RP stuff. Though I am a pretty big fan of roleplay. Okay, so here we are. Let us go see. Nope, that one's grayed out. It's too high for me.
What can I do for you?
So, Thinglair has succeeded in driving the darkness back from Tham Gelar with your age. I too have such a task before me, but alas, I have no trinket from Rivendell to aid me. I do know much about the herbs of these lands, however, and can mix a drop that should serve to purify the nearby ruins. Will you lend me your aid in this endeavor?
Stay a moment.
Excellent. You have decided to help. There's a draught I know the making of that should cleanse the taint from the ruins of Rath Ringwest. I have most of the ingredients I need, but there is one remaining herb, a fragrant herb that grows on the shores of the river running north below Duillond. 'Tis a simple matter to gather it, and I would do so myself, but the brewing is at such a delicate stage right now that I need to keep a close eye on it. Would you gather the herbs that I need, Morriah? Yeah, I could do that. Okay. There's another quest ring this way. Elven cities always drive me crazy. They have all these sweeping staircases and no railings on the balconies. I always feel like I'm about ready to fall off.
Negovanen.
Gift for a friend. Splendid. I must admit that I wondered if perhaps Brigadier should come through on his promise. I should have known he would not forget a friend. Ah, this vintage has a promise of aging nicely. Perhaps in some 30 years it will have aged sufficiently. You have my thanks. Only 30 years? What's 30 years to an elf? Let's see what this thing says. 57 armor and I have 65. Nope. Okay. And there's another couple of rings this way. Brigar.
A shadow is on my spirit.
My brother wishes to leave Middle-earth, but I believe it is time for us to stand our ground against the shadow growing in the east. With your help, perhaps, Tauron will see reason. This Middle-earth, which we love, will soon face great peril, and we are bound to defend it. I cannot yet sail to the west.
Will you hear my sorrows?
Tauron must know that while I remain behind, I will ever be with him. To do this, I will need your aid. So much of this land has been our shelter and our teacher, and our memories are filled with moments of joy and laughter because of this land. I think perhaps my brother will appreciate this well enough to see me on my journey as he begins his own. In the ruins of Duillond Ringwest, there lies a sword upon a stone, borne once by the Duillond we fought beside, in defense of our homeland. I may be able to remind my brother of our duty to Middle-earth. My duties here will not allow me to leave, but I hope you will see the need I have to seal this rift between my brother and me. Will you help me? Sure. Why not? I'm the savior of all Middle-earth. Okay. Doringur Whitethorn. Ah, this one is part of the epic.
Megavanen.
Your news is troubling, Morriah. For dwarves, to work peacefully with goblins is unusual enough, but to conspire in the abduction of an elf prince seems foolhardy even for them. I will not call our warriors to arms just yet. Cardivar is full of anger, which must be expected, but as master of Duillond, it is my duty to exercise restraint. If the dwarves have indeed taken Arvathal, we will fall upon them with such fury that the mountains shall shake at our passing. But this could also be a trick of the goblins. They would have much to gain by a war between elves and dwarves. You know, Prince Arvathal
Might you spare a moment of your time?
is 3,000 years old. One would think he's stronger than the goblins at this level. I have dispatched an emissary to the dwarf city of Gondaman to relax growing tension between elves and dwarves, but I fear rumor of Avrathal's captivity may prove too great a strain for her to ease. Journey north and west along the road to Gondaman and tell Gaithlin what's transpired here. Together you and she must learn the truth of Avrathal's whereabouts and rescue him, if indeed he is a prisoner of the dwarves. I do not wish for dwarves until we are certain of his fate. If Avrathal has been harmed, or we are unable to free him, I will call our warriors to arms, but not before. Okay, let's see what this letter says. Gaelthin, troubling news has reached me concerning Avrathal, son of Cardivar. I fear that your work among the dwarves will become more complicated. There is a very real possibility that dwarves have abducted Avrathal and plan to do him some great harm. I want you to work with the bearer of this note to find and rescue Avrathal, if you can. If the stout hand knows something about the fate of Cardivar's son, there may be fighting again in Arid Luin. Doringur. Okay, this is where the the two quests merge. Okay. Bregar has another quest.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
Ancient battles were fought in the ruins of Duillond Ringwest, and we had thought the evil purged. Now goblins toil within the ruins and desecrate the memory of the place. I would ask that you do your best to clear the goblins from these ruins. It will ease my heart and perhaps my brother Torin to live in peace. If you will find the goblins in residence at Duillond Ringwest, west of Duillond. Please make your way there and drive these foul creatures from the ruins. Okay, I can do that. That seems a little bit more fitting. Okay, up here is Gondolin, and this is where the story between the dwarves and the elves merge. So I'm going to finish doing these quests here in Duillond, and then we will switch her over to Gondolin, or to Thorn's Gate, and do the dwarf quests till we meet up in Gondolin. Okay, so yeah, I don't want to fall down there. Okay, let's head on down and start doing some quests. I'm all for jumping whenever possible, but some falls, you know, I really want to make it to level 20 without dying. Though I'm sure that falling doesn't count towards the dying. Get the undying tag. Okay. So we need to collect herbs. Okay, and this is the way into the Shire. Let's summon my horse. I like the new whistle. Okay. 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 Ah, there they are. I'll spam my delete key. Okay, we've got the herbs. Okay, let's see on the map. Okay. I am betting. I am betting that that's where I need to go. So, let's summon my horse again. And we will head on up to the ruins. Let's mark this as the quest guide. After all, what kind of a self-respecting elf does not want to kill the goblins? And I think those are the ruins up ahead. I love the music in this game. It is so soothing. Okay. There's... Okay. This shot here happens to be my favorite shot. Goblin Slayer Advanced. Okay. I need to work on getting my traps all. I keep forgetting to use my traps. I do indeed. Okay, we've killed 8 goblins. Okie dokie. Let's head on back. That was pretty easy. Now that I'm level 10, I have actually got some new stuff. Not proficient in clubs. This is a serious upgrade to everything. Okay. Not proficient in clubs. That surprises me, since my other elf hunter is proficient in clubs. Maybe it's a high elf thing. Or maybe I'm just not high enough level yet. Okay, so I've gotten the herbs. Let us head on back to Duillond. after we stop to get this bunch of rowan. Now, it might be boring to see me running around gathering up objects, you know, crafting materials, but quite frankly, it sells a lot. Do you believe this is festival stuff?
May Govanen, might you spare a moment of your time?
To the horse races. Yeah, I'm not a Renaissance gamer guy. I never can get those done correctly. I always wind up losing. Another thing is I don't go around chasing eggs in Hobbiton.
How can I be of service?
Ah, there, just in time. The last step of the process is to add the herbs you have brought for me. After that, it will simply need to steep for a few minutes and the draught will be complete.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
The draught is ready. All that remains is for it to be sprinkled upon the grounds within the ruins of Rath Ringwest, where I just came from. It will encourage and speed the growth of natural vines one often finds in such places. So much so that by the end so much so that by the end of the next spring, the ruins will be burned in a great mass of them, buried in a great mass of them. In but a short time, they will reduce the ruins to naught but rubble, returning them to the pristine nature once again. To you I offer the honor of this task, for I find now that I cannot bring myself to destroy the place that I once loved so, even in its decrepit state. Pour the draught directly in the ground between the two towers that remain standing amongst the ruins. Time and forces of nature will do the deed with no further help from us. Okay. And let's not worry about this. Okay. Let's see if I'm now. Nope. Weird. Oh. And he's got another one.
Will you lend me your ear?
My duty to this land will not be complete until the terror that brought ruin here is ousted. Your efforts thus far have been in earnest and have proved that you too desire to see the land restored and cleansed of evil wrought hereon. While in the ruins, I would ask you to seek out the leader of the goblins there, Duillond. He is particularly nasty goblin and should not be underestimated. You will find this creature within the confines of Rath Ringwest to the west of Duillond. Return to me when the beast is slain. Okay, I can do that.
Greetings, friend. Will you lend me your ear?
Ah, Morriah, I'm pleased that you have found a fine place to live, and I am afraid, however, that you may find the furnishings a bit frugal. You should speak with Barthavon in the market square of the community. He shall help you with whatever you need to make your home more comfortable. Okay. That's a housing quest, and I'm not inclined to do it because, well, I already have a house on one of my other characters in Breeland, and she goes to all the harvest festivals and everything else to furnish it.
A shadow is on my spirit.
Ah, the memory of that place will always be of melancholy. Knowing that the goblins have been purged restores a small amount of hope to me, Morriah. You have brought timely resolution with you to Rath Ringwest, and I thank you for this. Let's see, +3 vitality. +3, give her vitality.
A shadow
This
is on my
blade
spirit.
means much. Broken and dulled as it is, Alas, the passage of time does little to dull my memories of this battle. Perhaps I have underestimated the importance of brothers. Okay.
Will you hear my sorrows?
I did not think that the sight of this blade would move me so. This blade belongs to a friend of ours, a Duillond named Thorin. He died helping us defend Ringwest many long years ago. We buried him and built a cairn where he had fallen in honor of his sacrifice. Perhaps Thorin is right. There are many harsh memories here in the West. We would be free of pain. His sword deserves a better home away from the goblins than the loot of the dead. Bring it to Langlass at Thracy's lodge north of here. He is a ranger of the north and will keep the history of his kinsmen. I will send word to my brother. Okay. That's going to be a while before I get to it. Okay, I'm going to go to the ruins one more time, and then I will finish up this video because I have a couple more things in the ruins. So, we need to destroy the ruins even more. We need to kill the goblin leader. And we in general need to wreak havoc and destruction. Okay. Okay. Let's shoot this guy. Now, if you kill enough goblins and you are an elf, you get the you get the return to Rivendell, which is really necessary, or at least you did on the old elves. I'm not sure if you need it, if it's the same with the high elves. Okay. We have another elf running around. Let him kill off. Okay, we'll use a cleansing draught here. And going to purge the temple. Draught used. Okay, now all I need to do is find goblin leader. Wherever he may be. Come out, wherever you are. Of course, this is not the right world. She was noted in, that would be what Glinda the Good sang to the Munchkins. I have a sneaking suspicion he is down here and needs to respawn. I have a feeling that he was Blue Crag Skirmisher. So we will wait for him to respawn. Let's see. Okay, deed completed. Got 5 Lotro points. Title awarded. Guardian of Arid Lewin. 5. Let's see. Okay. It's not telling me. Well, I don't know. Blue Crag Skirmisher. Blue Crag. I seem to remember the leader being in here. I'm gonna have to fight my way out, it looks like. Sigh. Come on, respawn. Anytime now. So, if you're curious about what capture software I use, I'm using Bandicamp, though apparently my GE Force will allow me to do this as well. It's pretty user-friendly, easy to use, and then I use Premiere Elements to put together my videos. I need more. Blue Crag Despoiler. Dirklap. There he is. I knew he was here, and you doubted me. Okay. Now to fight my way out of here. Because okay. Do. Okay. Getting rid of more goblins. Okay, we'll turn in these 2 quests and call it a day. Because our next stop is Gondaman, which is where the prologue quest of the elves joins with the prologue quest of the dwarves. And since I'm going to do all the quests, well, all the quests that I can do, and all the deeds, I will be heading on up to Thorin's Hall. Maybe, who knows? Who knows?
How can I be of service?
It's good to know that the threat posed by this creature is no more. I will thank you for your efforts here. I will ever recall your deeds this day, Morriah. Vitality. Oh, let's do Jill.
What can I do for you?
Thank you, Morriah. It pains me that I shall never again walk among the spires that I remember from my youth. But better this than leave Middle-earth with the knowledge that they are home to creatures of darkness. Get the Athalas potion.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
As Thingwell sent you to me, I have one final favor to ask. Our youngest brother has also taken this onus upon himself and likely requires aid. He has not yet returned to us. If you can help him, I would be grateful. But be warned, Haut Lin to the north are considerably more dangerous than our domain, and our brother's is likewise hotter temperament, as befits his task in that. I saw him amongst the ruins near the shore of Grimwater, a small lake northeast of the dwarf outpost we call Gondaman. He is likely still there. Okay. Well, that is a good time for me to stop. I wanted to thank you all for joining us and following Morriah as she journeys through Middle-earth. I will see you later, and look for me at my website, victorialynnosborne.com/writersblog for the latest update on the books that I write, or Azure Spider Publications for my publishing house, which is open to submissions. I also look for my YouTube videos on board gaming, tabletop, as well as computer gaming. I hope I see you again soon. Have a blessed day.